Hello, my friends. We are a quarter of the way, actually by now, almost a third of the way through 2024. And usually at the end of every calendar year, I like to go back and visit and put together a list of what my favorite candles were of the year, and then usually what my worst candles were of the year. And to be honest with you, when I put that video together at the end of the year, usually I'm fighting against recency bias, which means that usually the candles that'll make it to the top of my list during that time of the year are there because they're the ones that I've been burning most recently. And so I thought, you know what, for this year, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to kind of maybe make an account or make a record of fragrances that I have been really enjoying throughout the year. So then that way, come December, when I go to compile that list, I will have something to reference back on. Hence, the catalyst and birth of this video, which is going to be my top 10 fragrances of 2024 so far. So meaning basically January through March of 2024. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. Like, what were the top fragrances of the quarter? And I'm also going to be sharing with you the 5 fragrances that I just did not get along with. So if you are curious to see what fragrances have made my list, keep on watching. If you are coming across my channel for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I love to talk all things candles here on my channel. I do dedicated reviews, hauls, empties, and everything in between. So if you find yourself wanting to stick around for more candle content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. But we've got a lot of candles to talk about, and I don't want to waste any more time on this lengthy introduction. So before I dive into all of the candles that I'm going to talk about here, I do want to let you guys know that some of my criteria for this was that they had to be new fragrances to me, meaning that I could not have burned these fragrances before. And I think that's pretty much it. I would say that the caveat I'm going to give here is that this is basically, the list was compiled mainly from my own scent preferences, not really based upon how a candle burned for me. I mean, that does come into account, but I'm looking at all of the candles here, and even the ones that didn't, like the candles that I put into the bottom 5 category, they all burned well for me. So none of these are bad burners. They are just fragrances that I either really, really enjoy or don't enjoy. And you guys know, fragrance is very, very subjective. So we don't need any hurt feelings. If I mention a candle in my bottom 5, which I'm sure people are going to be like, I love that candle. Great. Keep on burning it. Didn't work out for my nose. And there might be some in my top 10 that you were like, ugh, I hated that one. So let's go ahead and talk about the candles. Each one I'm going to give an honorable mention to. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with my top 10 candles. And the honorable mention candle that I'm going to put in starting out this list is Bath & Body Works Vanilla Coconut Surf. Now, the reason why I am putting this in as an honorable mention, and I didn't really include it in the top 10, is because I do believe that this is a repackaged fragrance for Bath & Body Works. I do believe that this is what is the fragrance? Santorini Coast, which I had in my 2023 summer collection. So I do believe that it is a repackaged fragrance, which is why I was like, it's kind of on the cusp. But if you caught my review on this candle, you guys know that I really like this fragrance. It's a nice musky type of coconut fragrance. It's very versatile. I would say that this is like the vanilla, even though the name vanilla is in here, this is like your basic complimentary candle that it's like like in the wintertime or the fall when we kind of want like a basic vanilla. This is, I feel like, the summertime version of a basic candle that will enhance almost any other candle that you have in your collection. So I did want to include that one in there because I have been loving this fragrance, and it is one that I've been very, very happy with this year. Okay, coming in at number 10 is from Yankee Candle, you guys. Yankee has always they've kind of been the candle brand that I've purchased the least from in recent years. If you've been with me for a while, you actually know Yankee was the OG for me. They were the ones who started my candle love, my candle obsession. And personally, I don't really care for paraffin wax, which is why I've kind of gravitated away from them. However, recently they started launching a new 3-wick format similar to the Bath & Body Works type of style vessel. And the candle coming in at number 10 is Lilac Blossoms. Now, some of you guys might be like, Katie, come on. We all know you love lilac fragrances. Yes, I do. However, I had never tried Lilac Blossoms from Yankee Candle. And when I saw that it was available in that new 3-wick, I was like, you know what? Now's the time. You guys, that candle was really good for me. Now, on cold, I detected something slightly powdery about it, which made me a little bit nervous. But to be honest with you guys, that is a candle that I would repurchase. Now, at the time that I'm filming this video, I actually, I'm pre-filming this actually a couple of weeks before this video is actually going live. I have this video scheduled to go up when I get back. I've been on, for the last week, it's so weird filming like this. I am pre-filming before I go on vacation, but when this video goes up, I should be back from my vacation. Does that make sense? So at the time that I'm filming this video, I am seeing that Yankee is offering a Mother's Day tote that looks like a pretty good value. It's only $50 with a purchase, but one of the candles that is included in there is a 3-wick of the new Lilac Blossoms, the new 3 wicks. You guys, it burned really well for me. If you caught my March empties video, you saw that that candle burned all the way down for me. It burned beautifully, flawlessly. It was a strong performer. I was really, really impressed, and it's definitely made me take a glance over at Yankee Candle again. The more fragrances that they release in those new 3 wicks, I can definitely see myself purchasing more from Yankee. Coming in at number 9, and this is why I'm trying to do this on a quarterly basis, is a fragrance that was one that I burned more so throughout the month of January. And I do have another one in my collection because I did enjoy the fragrance so much. It is from HOMEWORX, and I'm trying not to drop any candles here. It was Cozy Weekend. So the fragrance notes on Cozy Weekend are cozy woods, roasted almond, clover honey, and vanilla. This candle performed really well for me. Now, again, I'm a seasonal burner, so this is not a fragrance that I see myself burning. Probably at the earliest, I would probably burn it in November, but honestly, around that time of year, I'm into like cranberry and all that kind of stuff. I see this being a January candle. This was beautiful on like kind of cold days, cloudy days. It's a unique fragrance. You get some of that almond and the honey in here, but it's not cloying honey. It was a strong performer for me, so I was really glad to have another one of these in my collection. Again, I'm going to let it sit for a year, and I do plan to burn it in the month of January. Coming in at number 8 is a candle that I actually am finishing up as I am filming this video, so I can't hold it up for you because it's burning in one of the other rooms of my house right now. It is Country Candle from Kringle. They're lemon tea and roses. So that fragrance is a beautiful, like, it's a lemon tea. It's an herbal tea. It's not a dark black tea type of fragrance. It's not a chai tea, not like last year's tea time. It's a very delicate tea fragrance, but when you burn it, you do start to pick up some of that soft rose note in the background. It's not headache-inducing rose. Rose is a fragrance that can be very heady and can give me a headache easily, but I'm very happy to say that that has not been my experience at all with it. Now, there were some burn issues with it midway through. I will say that I did have to dump a little bit of wax to get the wicks to stop drowning themselves, but after that, it corrected nicely and it's continued to burn all the way down. But it's just been a really nice, delicate fragrance that I've really been enjoying. Now, I do also want to give the full disclosure that all of the candles that I'm talking about today will be listed and linked down in the description box down below for you. I do have affiliate codes with both HOMEWORX and Kringle Candle. With HOMEWORX, my discount code is KATIESJOYFULLIFE. It saves you 15% on orders over $40. And with Kringle Candle, my code is just simply KATIE15. It saves 15% on your orders. It usually doesn't apply with sales. You can go ahead and try it. But I do always want to be upfront and let you guys know that those are affiliate codes. I am eligible for a discount, or not a discount, a commission on when you choose to use them. So if only use it if you're comfortable, and I will always tell you, you guys, whether or not my code works, just if you want to wait for a sale, whatever, get these candles for the best price possible, because that's what I do. So I always want to let you guys know about that. All right, coming in at number 7 is another HOMEWORX candle that I don't have in my collection right now because I did finish it up last month, and it is White Tea Leaf. So this is a fragrance that I actually enjoyed burning with that lemon tea and roses, both delicate tea fragrances. I would say that there's a little bit more of a lemon note in the lemon tea and roses, not like a stringent lemon, but you do definitely pick up some lemon in that one. Whereas this fragrance was more of like a white tea, again, a delicate tea, but there was a little bit of a carnation note in there, lending a little bit of a floral vibe. Hence why you can see I really enjoyed burning those two candles complementary to one another. So I would burn one out here in the living room, usually one in my bedroom, when I would burn those fragrances. Just beautiful springtime fragrance, very calming without being like spa-like aromatherapy. Just beautiful, pretty delicate fragrances. That's the way that I would describe both of those candles, and I thoroughly enjoyed them. Another HOMEWORX candle that has made my top 10 list. So let's see, I'm on number 6 here now. This is a new fragrance, which I just repurchased. This is Pistachio Glazed Donut. Now, I am somebody who does tend to like pistachio scented candles. Fragrance notes on this one are crushed pistachio, fried donut, ground nutmeg, and white sugar glaze. Now, I will say, if you caught my dedicated review that I did on this one, I think I did that, gosh, back in early February maybe. I bought this candle full price when it came out because I knew that people were going to be anxious. Anytime Harry Slatkin puts out anything of a gourmand, people are wanting to know, what does this smell like? Because he is known for usually being able to nail that donut fried bread accord. I will say that the donut portion is disappointingly missing from this candle. However, I do think that the candle would probably be more appropriately named Pistachio Glaze, because what I smell in here is more of the glazed note. I don't really get that donut note in here, but I do get sweet pistachio, not cloying frosting, but a glaze on here. But it's a unique fragrance. Now, I really enjoyed pairing this with Bath & Body Works Pistachio and Toasted Vanilla. That was a really nice fragrance combination. I really liked burning this like late January, early February, when, you know, we're all kind of wishing for winter to be over, but the weather isn't quite cooperating yet. We're not quite ready for all of the spring florals. So I did want another one of these in my collection. I'll probably hang on to it until, again, next January or February, but I really enjoyed that fragrance. So I've given you 5 candles, well, technically 6 candles that I have really been enjoying this year. Why don't we break it up and change pace for a moment, and let's go ahead and talk about candles that I wasn't about this year. So, like my honorable mention for the best ones, I do have an honorable mention for the worst one, and there's a reason why it's kind of falling in the honorable mention, because I'm on the fence about this candle. So, this is really disappointing to me, but Kringle Candles Jelly Bean Jubilee. This was released as part of their Easter collection. Now, the packaging on this is stunning. I'll give it a 10 out for the packaging. However, I was hoping that this fragrance would be like the 2023 Jelly Bean candle, and it's not at all. There is a licorice note in here. In fact, nope, the fragrance notes aren't listed on here. There is a licorice note in here that I'm not too crazy about, you guys. In fact, I said in my dedicated review on this one that when this is burning, it kind of reminds me of a margarita. So I think the reason why I'm putting it in this honorable mention is because I don't necessarily hate the fragrance. And I've heard from a couple of other people that the further down you get in burning this one, that the fruity elements come out a little bit more, which is why I'm not yet ready to declutter it out of my collection. But I do see myself burning this probably more so in the month of May, maybe with some other lime candles, or maybe like a strawberry. There's a cherry element to it, which again, cherry is not really my favorite fragrance. But yeah, I think this one is just, I'm giving it an honorable mention because I'm waiting to see a little bit more if I will eventually like it. But right now, it's just not really one that I am loving. Coming in at number 5. Now, all of these candles, you guys, I've already decluttered out of my candle stash. If you caught my candle collection series video a couple of weeks ago, you will know that I decluttered this one recently, and it was a candle that was sent to me in PR. Again, I'm a Kringle brand ambassador, so sometimes I do get PR from them. I did declutter Eucalyptus and Cotton. you guys, it wasn't for me. It gave me a headache. Now, I know a lot of those cotton fresh fragrances, some people are loving that fragrance, which is why I gave that disclaimer. You guys, this is all very personal and subjective. But to me, first off, it gave me a headache. I couldn't do it. There is something about cotton fragrances when they are burning. I don't know what it is. It's kind of hard for me to describe. And I feel kind of weird saying this, but I think sometimes cotton notes to my nose when they are burning can sometimes give off like what was in my baby's diapers, like poopy diaper vibe to me. I don't know why. Sometimes my nose smells that. And you guys, again, this is where I say it's all subjective because I know other people, it's like, what is it, the herb, like cilantro. Some people thinks it tastes like soap. And I'm like, I love cilantro. Give me cilantro on everything. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just do not enjoy cotton fragrances. So that one did make its way out of my collection. I felt a little bit bad because I did receive that in PR. However, the way that I look at it was it went to somebody who was not familiar with the Kringle brand. And so they enjoy the fragrance. If they like it, maybe Kringle's made a new customer through that, which is kind of like their aim anyways when they're sending us PR. They're hoping to reach a new audience base. So I feel like I still did my job in that. Coming in at number 4 is a candle that performed really well for me, but the longer that I burned it, the more my opinion changed about it. So I went from liking it to by the end of it being like, not so much. And that is Bath & Body Works Almond Croissant. Now, I initially liked that fragrance. However, once I got past the halfway mark on it, it started to take on kind of like a plasticky, very almond extract heavy note. I found that the first half of that burn was more of like a savory bready note, but the longer that I burned it, like I said, once I got past that halfway burn, the scent transformed and it started to take on just kind of like a plasticky almond extract note. I did not care for it. Now, in fairness, it did burn really, really well for me. Of course it did. And it was a very strong performer, but it was one of those candles that I was I was not sad when it was done and over with. It was done with in my collection. Coming in at number 3 is a limited edition candle that was released at Bath & Body Works, and I did do a dedicated review on it. It was simply just called number 33. Now, it was supposed to be like a lemon and espresso type of fragrance. Again, you guys, it fell flat for me. I didn't really care for it. Nope. There was something weird about it as it got burning more. Again, it was another fragrance that I liked on cold sniff, but when I was burning it, there was like a heaviness that came out about an hour and a half into the burn. I think it was what they were trying to have as the accord for like espresso in there. It was off. It wasn't hitting right for me. So that candle I did end up decluttering and giving to a friend. She was excited to burn it. She was like, yeah, I'll take this. So again, I always like passing along candles. If they don't work out for me, if it doesn't spark joy, out it goes and to a new home. And then coming in at number 2 might be a little bit surprising because initially this was one of the candles when it was released as part of the collection. It was the one that intrigued me the most, but it was Lemon Meringue Pie from Kringle Candle. It was in their Fruit 3-Wick launch. That one, I did do a dedicated review on it. I do believe that it is a repackage of Marshmallow Chicks from 2023 Easter collection. I am not the only one who is of that opinion. My friend Connor has the same thoughts. I didn't like that fragrance. There's something about it. Again, we're talking about weird fragrance profiles, things that we smell. To me, it came off a little bit like an ashtray the longer that it burned. And so that one went out of my collection. So I will be saving the number 1, like the worst fragrance I've tried so far, for a little bit later in the video. So let's go ahead and get back to the top fragrances of 2024 so far. We're going to resume with coming in at number 5 of the best fragrances that I have tried is Kringle Candle's Easter Brunch. Now, this is a candle that I initially did not purchase when the Easter candles were launched. I purchased the Jelly Bean Jubilee, I purchased Lemon Marshmallow Chicks, and I purchased the Carrot Cake. This one I was on the fence about because there was a butter note listed in there. There was some vanilla, and I was a little bit nervous that this could be a repeat of, like, it could be too much like an almond extract note, like the Almond Croissant from Bath & Body Works. And to be honest with you, sometimes when I see that butter note in Kringle, it doesn't always hit right for me. However, I'm very happy to say that this candle is a winner for me. The only thing that I will knock it on is that I do think that it's burning a little bit dirtier than Kringle candles in this format usually do for me. I think that has something to do with this kind of like this mercury jar or like this vessel. I do think that it's burning pretty hot. Again, I don't trim my wicks, so maybe I should trim the wicks or wipe them down, and maybe that would help with the sooting issue. But this fragrance, I've gone on and on about it recently, so I feel bad even bringing it up again. But this fragrance, bready, savory, you get a hint of almond in the background. This one really transforms when it is burning. It's a great combination candle. It's one that I like to burn in the morning time with some other fruity candles. So you kind of get like, my favorite one right now is burning it with the Reserve Juicy Strawberry fragrance. Divine fragrance. Love it, love it. But I also burned it with pistachio and toasted vanilla for Bath and Body Works. I mean, there's a whole lot of other fragrances that you can be versatile with. It's just a good, savory, bready type of scent. And I did purchase another one of those when Kringle did put those candles 50% off. Coming in at number 4, while we are on the Easter collection, I actually have this one in my empties. I just finished this one up the morning that I am filming this. This is Carrot Cake from Country Candle. So you can see it burned all the way down. It did get a little bit sooty as well. Now, I will say that I think that was more so my fault because I was burning it in a hurricane, and I think it just got way too hot. I was burning it for too long of a period of time because I did notice that once I took it out of a hurricane and let it burn, that sootiness subsided. So I think that that was probably my user error on that one. This fragrance, I did do a comparison video between this candle and the Sweet Carrot Cake from Bath and Body Works. This candle to me is more spice cake forward, whereas the Bath and Body Works version is more cream cheese frosting forward. Regardless, this is a lovely spice cake fragrance. I see this being a good year-round gourmand. Now, I'm the type of person, I wouldn't burn a fragrance like this in the summertime, but we're talking like anywhere between January through early April, or if you live in like a colder climate. Here in Arizona, we're well into 80-degree weather now. So this isn't a candle that I would burn in on 80-degree days, but I loved this fragrance. It performed really well for me throughout the house. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get more than one of these. I do hope that Kringle Candle will bring this one back because it's a lovely fragrance. The spice accord in here is similar to the 2023 Apple Pumpkin Pie, but it's not, it's a different fragrance. But if you liked the spice note in that fragrance, then I think that you would like the spice note in this Carrot Cake. All right, coming in at number 3 is a candle that I don't have a backup of, and I hemmed and hawed, and I will tell you the reason why I don't have a backup of it. But the candle that it is from Bath and Body Works, it was Hummingbird Tea Cake. I really enjoyed that candle. I remember that it had fragrance notes of like pineapple juice, I think, and then there was like a spice cake in there, and then maybe some frosting or whatnot. That candle to me, the spice cake accord in there was similar to the spice cake accord that you find in the Sweet Carrot Cake. However, there's no cream cheese in it. I did smell a little bit of pineapple in there, but the more that I burned it, and a lot of other people said it's actually more how they viewed it more as how Bath and Body Works typically takes on banana. And so there was some like discussion, was it like banana bundt cake repackaged? Was it like a banana fragrance? Now, to me, it wasn't overtly banana like, say, the Main Street Bakery fragrance, but it was kind of like a summery banana slash kind of pineapple, but not cloying pineapple because I don't really like pineapple fragrances on the whole. It was a really nice fragrance. Now, I don't have a backup of it, and the only reason why I didn't was because I have a lot of summertime gourmands that I have in my collection right now. I have Kringle Candles Fruit and Flakes. I have HOMEWORX' Banana Maple Pancakes. I have 3 of those in my collection. So I was thinking, I don't really need one of those. If I still see one in my store on the next candle sale, or if it comes back for SAS, I could see myself purchasing another one of those, but I'm not sure if I will, just because like I loved the fragrance, but I also have to, or I'm choosing to be a little bit more selective about what candles I'm bringing into my collection, and I'm usually trying to allocate more of my resources towards new fragrances. But that was a really, really good fragrance for me and one that I thoroughly enjoyed. All right, coming in at number 2, and honestly, you guys, I think that number 2 and number 1 could probably be interchanged. because I haven't burned number 2 as long as I burned number 1. But I think that has more to do with the time of year. You guys will understand when I tell you what it is, when I reveal the big secret. But coming in at number 2 is Kringle Candles Ice Cream Sandwiches. Now, I've burned this one enough to do a dedicated review on it a couple of months ago. Well, about 2 months ago now for you guys. However, this is the candle. So full disclosure, I was sent the entire spring and summer collection from Kringle in PR. This was the fragrance that I went back and repurchased immediately. This fragrance to me, I purchased it in the 3-wick format as well. This is my childhood summertime treat in a candle. I grew up in Southern California, so I am here for all of the nostalgic beach vibes. And this to me is toasted coconut, like shredded toasted coconut. You get a hint of chocolate in the background. It's kind of like the chocolate fragrance that was in the Chocolate Bunnies candle from the 2023 Kringle Easter collection. You get a hint of like a macadamia nut in here. There's some nuttiness to it. And you even get a little bit of like how they have like the ice cream, like the colored sprinkles on here. There's something that's kind of like you get that like waxy fruity note of the sprinkles. This is just heavenly, divine. I love it. I really enjoy pairing this candle with the Bananas Foster. If you combine those two together, oh my word, so good. But this one, I did go ahead and purchase in a 3-wick because I love this fragrance. I hope they never discontinue it because it is delicious. All right, and before I reveal the best fragrance I have tried this year, which some of you guys are probably going to be able to guess. In fact, if you want to take a moment right now to write down in the comment box what candle you think I am going to name as my number 1 fragrance so far. If you've been with my channel for a while, it's probably not going to come as a surprise to you at all. I will reveal to you what my worst candle of 2024 has been. And again, you guys, here's to all the people who say ambassadors only talk good things about the candles that they receive in PR because they want to receive more PR. Newsflash for you guys. The worst candle that I have tried this year was sent to me in PR, and that is Country Candles Cotton Flowers. Nope, could not do it, did not like it, smelled like chewing gum. I burned it one time for 2 hours and I was like, nope, don't like this. It's out of here. So that candle did get decluttered. Again, though, this is where we go back to fragrance is so subjective because I've been seeing people in the Kringle group say how much they love that fragrance. And the person who took it off of my hands was like, ooh, I really like this one. I'm not really somebody who loves minty fragrances. The only mint type of scents that I can usually handle is usually like a peppermint fragrance in around Christmas time or early January. Other than that, I don't want to smell mint. And so that fragrance just was not for me. Out the door it went. All right, you guys, time to reveal, drum roll please, the number 1 fragrance that I have tried this year. No surprise to anybody who's been with me for a while. Lemon Sugar Marshmallow from Kringle Candles Easter launch. So this candle, it's so funny. I am so glad that I purchased this because initially I was really concerned that this was going to be a repackage of Marshmallow Chicks from 2023. The fragrance notes even listed for this candle and the well, now it's Lemon Meringue Pie, are very similar to one another. I will tell you that I'm so glad that I went out on a limb and purchased this one because this is not the same fragrance. Clearly, it's not. This, if you enjoyed the lemon note in the 2023 version of Cosmic Cupcakes, you will like this. Now, there's no, I felt like that fragrance kind of also had like a kind of like a weird chocolatey note to it. That is missing from this. This is just pure, it's kind of like a lemon bar, but you don't get that like meringue, eggy sulfuriness. I get that sometimes from lemon bars. I don't detect any of that in here. But you get the density of kind of like a lemon shortbread with the tartness of like a lemon filling, like a lemon. Oh, it's glorious, you guys. It is glorious. I have another one of these full-size ones. When it came back into stock, I purchased another one. And I also purchased, I don't know if they're still in stock on the website, but there is a 2-wick called Easter Chicks. They're in like these little like painted vessels. I did purchase 2 of those when they went 50% off during when they had the Easter candles 50% off, because I just love this fragrance so much. Lemon is such a versatile fragrance for me in the spring and summertime. This to me just skyrocketed into being the #1 lemon gourmand fragrance for me. I'm always here for a lemon gourmand. And so at this point, I would say that this is the #1 fragrance for me this year. But you guys, that ice cream sandwiches is not very far behind. I'm eyeballing that one, and I'm just holding off because, again, I'm seasonal, and I'm like, no, I'm going to want to burn that one more so in the summertime. So let me know in the comment box down below what has been your maybe top 3 fragrances and maybe your worst fragrance of the year, if you'd like to take part in this conversation. I love the community that we have going on down there. I love the candle community just in general. I would be curious to know what have been your favorite fragrances released so far this year. Also, please don't forget to hit thumbs up if you liked this video. It lets me know that you guys like seeing content like this, and it also helps push my content out into the old YouTube algorithm. Like I said, I should be back from vacation now that this video is up live, so I should have some more dedicated candle reviews coming up for you guys this week. But I do want to say thank you so very much for joining me for this fun video today. YouTube should be suggesting a couple more videos of mine at the end of this one. If you want to stick around for more of my content, please feel free to do so. I do want to say thank you so very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.